Hi, my name is Lacey, and I'm about to recap episode 8 of The Ultimatum, now streaming on Netflix. This is Biscuit. Boop. He loves dating shows. There's a lot to get to in episode 8, so let's just dive into it. So last we saw Ray and Zay, they were breaking up and possibly physically altercation happening. We see Ray and Zay talking the next morning or after some time has passed, and Ray apologizes for getting physical with Zay. Ray tries to coax out what Zay had been doing the night before, night/morning, because he didn't come home until 8 a.m. But Zay really doesn't admit or apologize or say he did anything. He's just like, I don't have to answer to you. I don't have to. And she's like, yeah, but like, your location was off. I was trying to get in contact with you. What if you were doing something good and I needed to get in contact with you? You were not listening to me. Oh. However, it seems to be too little too late for Zay, and Ray ends it officially. Then we see Jake and April meeting up with Jake's family and friends, and they love April. They really, really do. And April loves them. However, Jake is still struggling and he still has some sort of feelings for Ray. After his breakup with Ray, Zay decides to have a date, a meeting with his trial marriage, Shanique. And they're taking shots, they're having conversation, and he explains to Shanique what happened between he and Ray. And Shanique pretty much sides with Ray, as honestly anybody would. Like, he was gone from like 10 or 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. with his location off, not responding to anything. Little sus, all I'm saying. So Shanique sides with Ray, and she calls out Zay for kind of blaming or using his family troubles during his upbringing as a crutch, and saying at a certain point, yes, but you have to take responsibility for your own actions, this being one of those cases. And Zay gets upset and he ends up walking off the set, the dinner date. Meanwhile, Madeline is having a brunch with her mother, and she's asking her mom about how she knew she was going to marry her dad, etc. And she asks about Colby. Her mom really doesn't have anything solid for Madeline to grab onto. She doesn't say, yes, he's the one for you, or no, he's not the one for you. She's basically saying, I can't make that decision for you. You have to do it yourself. While Madeline still has feelings for Randall in some sense, she's more excited with Colby. She may be annoyed at him occasionally, but she's always excited. There's always passion there in some form or another. Ray meets up with Jake, their trial marriage partners, and she tells Jake how she broke up with Zay, her original partner, and kind of susses out the situation and kind of tries to see if Jake wants to date her and how things with Jake and April are going, but letting Jake know she's available and how they have a connection. So she's kind of leaving it open for Jake to make the decision of which way he wants to go. It's 2 days before they have to make the ultimatum, and Shanique and Randall are having one last dinner date. Shanique says she's learned some perspective, and she's learned to give Randall some space and to trust him and listen to what he needs. Randall has also seen improvement from Shanique, and they both value each other, and it seems to be a solid relationship one way or the other. Shanique explains to Randall how she was surprised that Randall kissed Madeline, and how she kind of took that as a green light to make some moves on Zay, her trial marriage. Some moves indeed. Randall kind of takes a dig, saying he's surprised that Zay didn't get tired of Shanique. I'm not sure where that came from. I mean, I get it, but like, rude. Shanique says she regrets bringing Randall to the ultimatum, and that she wishes she just stayed in the relationship and grew together instead of putting them through this situation. Randall says he just wants the best for themselves and that he wants to do the best for him, regardless of everybody else's opinions or feelings. He needs to do what's best for him, and Shanique should likewise do the same. The night before the ultimatum, Madeline and Colby have a dinner date. Madeline is excited. She's telling Colby how she feels that there's passion between them. She's excited for them. She asks Colby if he has any regrets during the situation, and he says no. And she kind of gets upset because she wants him to say that he regretted what he did with the outside girls, but he doesn't. He does say he wishes he didn't make it real for Madeline, which she takes issue with because she said it already was real for her. She didn't need Colby to go outside the experiment to fool around with other women in order to make it real for her. It already was real for her. This whole dinner date sort of thing with Madeline and Colby gets really weird and really patronizing and really awkward and like, ooh, this isn't good for the two of them. So after Madeline is saying her piece, Colby says, "Can I speak now?" And Madeline says, "Okay, but you didn't need to make it real for her. He was using the situation as a hall pass to make it real for him." Colby didn't want to admit this or say that it had any legitimacy, which made Madeline really upset. Colby, meanwhile, doesn't want to jeopardize anything with Madeline, but he kind of already did. So he's sort of apologizing, but not taking responsibility. He's saying he did it for her, blah, blah, blah. Madeline says it's not going to work between the two of them, and she gets up and leaves. I don't know if that was a breakup. I don't know what that was, if like that night wasn't gonna work, or if she was done with the situation, the relationship. I don't know. The night before the ultimatum, we see a little montage of everybody getting ready for the day of the ultimatum, the big day, and everybody's just saying how they hope it works out for the best, how they think what's gonna happen is what's supposed to happen, and how they love their significant other, their partner that they came here with. Boring Ray and Zay. Although Zay still loves Ray, but Ray not so much. Ray is on her own. She has no regrets about breaking up with Zay, nor should she, because that was a disaster. And Zay is on his own. He's sad and packing on his own, and like, oh, I didn't think we'd be packing on my own. We packed this together. Blah. April finally tells Jake that she's not pregnant. She took a home pregnancy test and she got her period, and I guess all is well there. That was some drama that didn't, that was some drama. And then the Shays are back to tease the next episode and show everybody in their little formal wear getting ready to meet their original partners for the results of the ultimatum. Please like, subscribe, shoot me a comment or question or anything like that, and I hope to see you next time for the ultimatum.